foods here are actually Taino in origin, and most people don't know about it. We were the ones who introduced Europeans to corn, peanuts, sweet potatoes, you name it. If it's the Caribbean, it mostly from us. Coffee did come from Africa, and the plantains also came from Africa, and the rice came from Asia, from China. But in the old days, before the arrival of Columbus, the Tainos had their conucos, where we raised our foods and harvested. Most of our foods came from there. The modern day conuco is the bodega. But like the old conuco, the bodega it's not just a source of food, it's the cultural center of the community, the heart of the people.
Okay, nice. In the bodegas, I see that we can see all this food in the Washington Heights. What bodega represent for you as a Caribbean?
Well, by the way, my family had a bodega in the South Bronx for 30 years.
Oh, nice.
And many of our foods were Taino, we're very proud of it. And sometimes people ask me, well, pero Mr. Gonzalez, there are no more Tainos left, and wiped out. And I tell them, in 2018, I was named Taino Indian of the Year of New York City. We are what we eat.
So you say we are what we eat.
Right. And so a part of my people's heritage is the food that we eat every day and what we drink. And we have a great pride in who we are, where we came from, and how we changed the diet of the world, the cuisine of the people. And that's reflected in the bodega.
Okay, nice. Why do you think this type of events is very important for the Latinos, African American community?
Well, ever since immigrants have come to this country, since day one, they always established their own version of the bodega. The Germans and the Italians had their delicatessens, and then they went on and moved up. Then came the Puerto Ricans. My family had a bodega for 30 years. And the children of the Puerto Ricans went to college, became professionals, and now it's up to the Dominicans and people from Yemen. They're Arabs. They have most of the bodegas now. So it'll be interesting to see who picks it up in the next generation and which immigrant group. I know I live in the Bronx, and the Pescatarian ethnic group there are West Africans. So it's not be forgotten, it has to be celebrated. Sometimes we participate in it, enjoy it, and don't even know it's Taino.
Nice.
Like even in the music, the guido, the maraca, they all came from us. When someone lights up a cigar, that came from the Tainos.
How do you see the Taino culture like in the future?
Well, the Taino culture is being revived. There's a movement to revive the language that's being studied, and also the music and dance. Behind you here is Ika Mateo, and she's done extensive research in the Dominican Republic and now performs Taino songs and dances. So the Taino culture is being revived.
What motivates you to do this type of performance, Taino performance?
Yeah, so what motivates me is that I come from the Dominican Republic, and part of my family comes from San Juan de la Maguana, which is the Taino capital of the country. So the Taino culture is well celebrated there. And my grandmother has always talked to me about what they used to do back in the times, like these festivals, Tuanacaona, in the Corral de los Indios, and that people took it seriously. So I grew up listening to these stories, and that one and others. So my Taino identity started to form at very early age. And when I was growing up, I used to go to the museum, the anthropological museum in Santo Domingo, and look at all these art so beautiful, and I continue to get connected, and so I continue to search and to feel Taina and to see the need of spreading our culture, because the Taino people are forgotten in the Dominican Republic, and they were our first ancestors, and we need to pay homage to these people who lived there for 6,000 years, and that now we are here, their descendants, mixed with the Afro community, with the white community, but we are still here. So I want people to go back there and continue learning what they left us. They left us like a lot of material culture, the ancestors that we are still having today, and all this mythology, our deities, many spiritual practices, food, dances, music. So we are rich in Taino culture, but we don't know it. And so what I'm doing is a spiritual work, paying homage to my ancestors with this work that I do.
What the maracas represents?
The maracas,
Tainos,
yeah. The maracas, they represent the spirit. It's like the head of the maraca is the head of the person, and inside they are what we put inside is really represent the spirits that heals to the people, and the handle is like the body of this person, like the bautillo, the shaman that used to sing. But we also use it for singing, so it's for celebrating the ancestors and the deities that assist us, because you know that the Taino spirituality draws on divinities and the ancestors.